world. And years from now, I'll make it to the next world. And on my way, I'm divinely guided. So I let go, my fears have all subsided. I took a right turning yesterday. Yeah, I took a right turning yesterday. Yeah. I took the road that brought me to your hometown. I took the bus to streets that I could walk down. I walked the streets to find the one I looked for. I climbed the stairs that led me to your front door. And now that I don't want for anything, I'll have El Jos and sing I'm sitting on top of the world. I'll do my best to do the best I can. Yeah, I'll do my best to do the best I can. Yeah. To keep my feet from jumping from the ground, dear. To keep my heart from jumping through my mouth, dear. To leave the past, the powers in the present. To try to learn when life offers a lesson. And now that I don't want for anything, I'll have El Jos and sing I'm sitting on top of the world. Hey! I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. Yeah, I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. Yeah. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now, we'll make it to the next world. And on my way, I'm divinely guided. So I let go, my fears have all subsided. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now, I'll make it to the next world. And on my way, I'm divinely guided. So I let go, my fears have all subsided. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
That is the Queen Street Band. Yes, indeed. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone this morning? There was something going on over here that I wasn't quite so sure of. Time delay. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all here on this beautiful, beautiful spring day, beautiful Mother's Day, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone because we were all born, right?
Yeah.
So we all have mothers, so we should all celebrate. Absolutely. We come here every Sunday as a spiritual community. And what we do is we support empowered living. That's really what we are here to do. We come together to celebrate an idea that love is the infinite creative factor of this universe. And as we fall into that idea, more and more, our lives get better. So does that sound like a good thing? Would you like your life to get better?
Yeah.
Yes. How many people have really, really great lives? Woo! Is there room for them to get better?
Sure.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and start off with this brand new song that we are introducing today, right? Yes, it's a brand new song. The lyrics are on your song sheet, which is inside your handout today. Here we go.
We're all playing a different song.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love.
basically the whole song.
Together in joy.
We're going to sing to
We are brothers,
we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together in joy.
together in peace.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together in peace. Just feel it. Feel the energy of this music.
Join together. Oh, join together.
Join together. Join
Together in love. Join together in love. Join together in love. Join together in love. All right. I want to say a special welcome to anyone who's joining us today for the first time. It is such a pleasure to have you join us and bring your consciousness to this experience here today. And I just want to let you know that we did a little research into who you are before you got here. See, we actually knew you were coming. Whether you knew you were coming or not, we knew you were coming. And what we have found out about you is something that I think is worth sharing. So let's all express what it is we know about everyone who's joining us here for the first time. And that is, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. And we know this about you because we know it about ourselves. So let's all affirm together for ourselves, I am magnificent. Here we go. I am magnificent. We are, each of us, magnificent. And then some. And then some. I also want to say hello and welcome to our online community. Our online community who are watching us today. So grateful to have you with us. We have a core of very dedicated people within this center who have studied and dedicated themselves to the active co-creative process. And these are people who have gone through the experience of classes, which are just, classes are where it's at for me. I really changed my life through taking classes in this philosophy. But the people who have gone through this course of study and have stepped into a licensing process, we call them practitioners, spiritual practitioners, and I want to just remind you that they are here for you. They are here for you. They're here to serve you and to work with you in creating your best life. So if you have any need of a practitioner, please seek them out. If I could have the practitioners who are in the room, please stand up so you can be recognized, of course. Wonderful. And they're here to do 1-minute miracles with you following the service today, and you can also book appointments with them, and they are here for you. I just keep reiterating that, right? We have a practitioner who gets up every week and offers inspiration and wisdom and insight, and our practitioner this week is a dear, dear love in my life, and I'm so grateful for all that she brings and who she is in my life, and I know that she has wonderful inspiration to share today, so please welcome Judy Southern.
I can't step back from these pages, so I need to step the lectern back because I won't be able to see the words. So, yes, it's Mother's Day, and our theme today, strangely enough, is there is no hell. So, there's no connection, but I'm going to stick to the theme of there is no hell. And it's a perfect theme for me because, like many of you, I was brought up to fear the fires of hell and to want the rewards in heaven for not sinning and for doing good. Interesting. So I really admire this particular bishop in the Episcopal Church. His name is Bishop John Spong. He has very liberal Christian views, and he has some wonderful things to say in his books. And I happened to come upon an interview that somebody had for him, and here was his take on heaven and hell. He talked about the invention of heaven. It was invented by the church. And he talks about it as being a place after death where one is rewarded for one's goodness. It's a place to go. And he talked about hell as a place where one is punished for one's evil. So this dogmatic fear has scared the hell out of people for a whole lot of years. And frankly, it scared the hell out of me for a whole lot of years. Then I looked up what New Thought, which is science of mind and unity and divine science, all the New Thought philosophy, what they think of heaven and hell. And conversely, New Thought looks at heaven and hell as symbols of a state of consciousness. So it's not a place, it's a state of mind, a state of consciousness. And that works for me. And here's a quote I was reading. It was a long, long article, but I started to read about New Thought and heaven and hell. And what I read was, and I've taken some liberties here, just taking a couple of words, a couple of sentences. We find heaven when we live from our hearts. And we know our oneness with the divine, and we're true to ourselves. Hell is that inner pain when our lives seem to be against us. And the key is seem, because it's all an illusion. It's a state of consciousness. Life is never against us. The divine is never against us. We always have the power to change our thinking, and this will lift us out of these hell-like experiences that I'm sure we all have, and into heaven on earth. So it's about the cause and effect. And then we talk about in Science of Mind, the law of cause and effect. Change our thought, and we create new effects. So just for the record, as a practitioner, I'm not exempt from this pain that looks like life is against me. And I have had the occasional experiences of hell on earth. But I know what to do. I had an experience 3 weeks ago, and it really took me by surprise. An event occurred on the Tuesday before the Sunday, about 3 weeks ago, so it was about a month ago. And I came here on Sunday anyway. Well, I woke up Sunday morning feeling really fine, but I hadn't really resolved my Tuesday issue. And I know when I come here, I'm with my friends, my like-minded colleagues, like-minded people, my community. And it's a joyous place to be. So as I was driving down the Don Valley, I got weepier and weepier and weepier. So by the time I walked through that door, I was visibly in distress. I'm a person who shows my emotions, and I love that. I'm grateful for that. So the beautiful thing was that all the practitioners here, my colleagues, came up to me and offered me support. And that's what we do for each other, that's what we do for you. And some people who are not practitioners, some of you could see that I was upset about something. I just wasn't myself. And somebody said to me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Actually, I'm not." And I couldn't even talk. I was that overwhelmed. I haven't had a meltdown like this since the days I was caring for my husband with dementia, when I did have frequent meltdowns, complete emotional meltdowns. And those days are behind me. But I had this idea in my mind. This thing that I wanted so badly didn't happen. And I felt really stuck and very emotional about it. And what on earth am I going to do now? And I could not see past that. Now, I know that that's not so, but the emotion just kind of took over. And I was overwhelmed by your support as well, by the support of my friends and colleagues, by your support. And honestly, it's gone now. It really is gone. I felt so supported. But the nice thing is, when you go through these experiences, it helps you understand what other people are going through. It keeps you in the loop. It keeps me in the loop and gives me an understanding of other people who go through experiences. So that's the benefit. And then having the tools to deal with this is the other benefit. And in hindsight, the gift was, if that event had happened, it would have been okay, but it wasn't the best thing. And I look at it now thinking something better has actually happened. Something a whole lot better has happened in my life. I had this beautiful experience on Friday talking to a group of 60 people about how to talk to people with dementia. I was just thrilled and overwhelmed at this caregiver conference where all these people come there, they're caregivers, and they're so heartfelt. It was the place that I belonged. I belonged there, and it was absolutely wonderful. I am a person who expresses my emotion, and I love my humanity, and I love my spirituality. I love walking these two worlds. So this gift of openness that I have is a gift for me, sometimes a little rocky, but for the most part, it's actually, I get to know myself, I get to deal with it, and then it's over, and I move on. So I know the road to hell is when we get in our own way, and I really got in my own way 3 weeks ago. So I know how to get out of my way, and I had so much help. So I invite you too, when something is heavy on your heart, to get out of your way, either with help or just learn how to get out of your own way and know that life is always on your side. And on the wonderful thing called Facebook, there was this lovely, lovely posting from Bruce Lipton. And it was a picture of a plant. There was the flower, the dark soil where the roots were, where the plant began. And the caption was, sometimes when you are in a dark place and you feel you have been buried, you've actually been planted. So heaven and hell, they're choices that we make with our thinking. So let us choose heaven consciousness. And our affirmation, which is on the sheet somewhere in that conglomeration of sheets, but I'll say it once in case you can't find it, and maybe if you will join me twice, saying it twice. It is, I choose to live in faith, love, peace, and joy. So let's say it together. I choose to love in faith, love, peace, and joy. And one more time. I choose to live in faith, love, peace, and joy. Peace. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Judy. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. Take a breath. Allow yourself to resonate with whatever it is that resonates with you in this moment. I choose to live in faith, love, peace, and joy. We have infinite choice in our experience, and that's a good choice to make, to live in faith, love, peace, and joy. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. 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 I will share. 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So right here, right now, let's all allow ourselves to be open and receptive to these words of affirmative prayer from Judy.
So sacred indeed is the love of the divine that flows through each and every one of us. And let us all remember who we are, and that love belongs to us. It is who we are. And we get the opportunity to share that love, to share this sacred love, this peace, this love, this faith, this trust, this wisdom, this truth. We get to share this. Let us be conscious of this sacredness that is who we are. And in this consciousness, let us take this love and this light and this life and radiate it outwards to everyone with whom we come into contact with. It is a sacred, sacred opportunity for us all. And in this sacredness, let us be grateful. Grateful for all the good, all the blessings, for we are blessed in this sacred life that we are living. We are blessed. And in gratitude, I release these words to the beautiful, beautiful law of mind, knowing that all is unfolding in divine right order. Knowing this is so, I let it go, I release it, and together we say, and so it is.
I will share, 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love, this love, this love, this love, this love. Thank you, Judy. All right, while you're tuning, I will talk about something else. Actually, what I want to talk about, there's a lyric in that song, So Sacred, that I thought about it today. There's another center that has actually changed the lyric, and I talked about it during our rehearsal this morning, and that is, when we say so sacred, so secret, what does that mean? Why do we say so secret? And there's another center that has changed it to say so sacred, so blessed. But I think sometimes that inner core of love that resonates within each and every one of us, we try and keep it secret. And what the song continues on to say is, I will share. Mm-hmm. And that's really the important thing. Let us share the love that we sometimes keep hidden away.
Well, it's like an intimacy, too. That's what I take the lyric to be. It's like it's such an intimate thing for me, and I'm going to share it with you. So I wouldn't change the lyric.
Yeah. So there's another lyric issue that I'm going to talk about. The song that we're going to do as the feature today is a song by my friend Jamie Lula, a brilliant songwriter, and he plays at the Agape Center a lot. I'm sure you've seen him on the videos. Yeah, Jamie Lula is a brilliant, brilliant man, and every time we try and get him to come here, it just doesn't seem to quite work out. But we're going to get him here. The song that I'm singing today is called "Something's Calling Me," and the lyric that I want to talk about is there's a portion of the song where he goes into singing, "Oh Lord," and it continues on, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord," as though he's beseeching to something outside the self. What we teach within this philosophy is that there is only that creative aspect of spirit within each and every one of us. And so I liken the word Lord to mean the law of cause and effect. And so when I am beseeching the Lord, I am beseeching the law to do my will, which is all I'm ever doing when I'm in affirmative prayer. So as we go through the song, think of it that way, that when I'm singing, "Oh Lord," that we are singing to the law of cause and effect. And Lord really means, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to get this backwards. I'm not going to get this backwards. Living our real divinity. Because at the core, we are divine. Living our real divinity. And so that's what I stand for right here and right now. Let's do this. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feel like I'm walking on marbles. I can't still the earth beneath my feet. And is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling? I can feel my heart begin to pound. Everybody said, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night, my soul it wanders. I can't see the light that moves me. If God is everywhere and everything that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these blues. Oh Lord, I surrender my life to you. Oh Lord, I give my life, I give my love to you. Oh, love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Compassion's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Love is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before. Thank you. If you think that's something, you should hear him sing it. Yeah. So some of you may have a handheld mic today that just cut out for a moment, but it's here now. And the reason is because I am stepping aside to allow other voices to be heard today. One of the things that has really resonated with me is the idea that I don't have to always be the one providing the inspiration on a Sunday. And we have beautiful, beautiful people here, one of whom is just about completed with her studies to step into being a spiritual director. And I am so grateful for the journey that she has been on, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of that journey. And she is here to offer the message today. And so I would like us all to please welcome Helen Valleau.
Thank you. Put my water here. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Oh, poor Jonathan. You know, something's calling me. Yeah, spirit shakes things up. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a whole hissy fit with Jonathan. I don't know about my ministry, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And anyways, I said to him, I feel like I'm 9 months pregnant, and I'm about to give birth, and I just want to get the kid done and out. and I don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. All I know is it's not twins. It's not twins. Thank God. Oh, God, at least I hope it's not. That might be more than I can take. I have one daughter who's a beautiful 22-year-old daughter, and she gave me a Mother's Day card today. And I thought I'd share with you what it said. It was pretty funny. Hey, Mom, remember all those problems and difficulties during my growing up years? Well, I just want you to know, and I open the card, you're forgiven. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, I laughed so hard. I'm like, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. But I thought it was perfect for Mother's Day. And, you know, in a sense, isn't that true if we go back generation and generation and generation? Like, doesn't every mother just always want the best for their children and to see them live a better life and grow up into these incredible human beings despite any other stuff? And, you know, it's my wish that someday my daughter also gets to experience what I've experienced and what we as mothers experience. And yet, you know, whether we're male or female, we all have this incredible mothering, receptive energy. And whether it's, you know, we received a real touchy-feely experience from our own moms or not, it's that receptive female energy lives within all of us. And this is who and what we are, and it's by tapping into that receptive energy and really listening to our own voice within that we can start to hear our own inner wisdom. And for myself, I learned really 3 important lessons from my mom. And I was lucky that I had a rather off-the-wall, offbeat mother. She said, think for myself, don't follow the crowd. And if you believe you can do something, you can. And I remember when my mom was telling me a story, I was around 11 or 12, and she didn't usually tell me a lot of stories. It was my dad who was the talker. He was the storyteller. We often used to say, he had a beautiful tenor voice as well, and we used to say he should have a TV show like Merv Griffin did in the 70s. And my mother always used to say, no one would ever get a word in edgewise. And that my dad just liked to talk so much. So she didn't tell me a whole lot of stories, but she told me about this time when she'd bought these tickets for a draw, and one of the draws, the prizes was a television. And this man came up to her and said, "I'm winning that television." And she kind of looked at him and said, "How do you know that?" And he goes, "Because I believe I will." And he did. He won the television. He won it. And I think my mom's lesson was to impart to me was to say, yes, if you believe, you will. If you believe, you will. And that, often we have such a strong conviction in lack and limitation and pain and suffering. And we're really good at being convicted about that. But what about being convicted about our good and our love and our capabilities and our abundance and our ability to receive? And I think that's something that's happened here in the country over the last week when we look at, there's been a lot of suffering and a lot of loss in Alberta, and I'm an Alberta girl. I feel that, and I've been up to Fort McMurray, and to have so many people, imagine the fire is the size of Toronto, and that so many people have lost their homes. But on the other side of that too is we live in such a receptive, loving, giving country. And it has brought out the mother in all of us, that we're willing to give, that we're willing to open our hearts, our souls. People are opening their homes, their wallets, whatever it takes to relieve the suffering and to give people some hope that, there will be life after this. And that, yes, we can rebuild. They can rebuild. And they don't have to do it alone. They've got support. And I feel so grateful for this country and what's happening and how we are coming together in such an incredible place. And this is cause and effect in perfect action, because compassion is sorrow for another person's plight or predicament. And I don't think there's anybody in this room who can't feel the sorrow for those people. And compassion is also accompanied by a strong desire to alleviate the cause of suffering. Alleviate the cause of suffering. And the cause, of course, always starts with our minds of saying, yes, I can do something, I can give, I can put out there, I can help. That relieves the cause of suffering. To build hope, to create a new idea that something else can spring from what seems like such a horrific, well, not seems like it is. In the relative world, it is a horrific tragedy. And we have the ability to create form in our experience, whatever the form that we desire. What is it that we want to experience in this life? There is a reason we have this ability to do it. It is because everything in our mind that we are deeply convicted about gets reflected out here. And so let's move into a conviction of goodness, of receptivity, of motherly instincts to help and support and bring people together in the most nurturing, supportive, loving way. And to stop buying into the idea that we're victims, that for some reason, tragedy happens and we're a victim to it. We're never a victim to it. We experience the horrible circumstances, but we do not have to become a victim to it. What we can do is rise above it and transcend into the knowing that somehow, somewhere, there is good that will come out of this. And we don't exactly know what that is at this point. We don't know. But what we do know is that it is done unto us as we believe, that nothing is kismet or fate or luck, and it is done unto us through one universal mind that creates all of life. Imagine that. There's one universal mind that we are a part of that creates all of life. And the great thing is, we get to choose. What do we want to create here? What do we want to put out into that universal mind that is constantly creating? It creates according to its own nature, and its own nature is life. It is love. It is light. It is peace. It is power. It is beauty. It is grace. It is wisdom. It is oneness. And when we are receptive to this, there can only be heaven on earth. When we are receptive to this goodness and have a faith and a conviction of this benevolent universe, we create the conditions for good in our lives. And we also contribute to the conditions for good in other people's lives. Now, part of the mandate, or what we're doing here, is we're part of the Centers for Spiritual Living, in that we create a world that works for everyone. And one of the topics, there's sort of two topics going around. There's the heaven and earth, heaven and hell on earth. And then there's another set going around, and it's we see a world in which spiritual guidance is valued. Now, seeing a world in which spiritual guidance is valued is not based on anything outside of ourselves. It's not based on the teaching of science of mind. It's not based in any religion. It's not based on any guru. The guidance is within us. The guidance is that small, still voice of love and truth. And are we willing to hear it? Are we willing to listen to it? Despite what anybody else tells us, right? Because I know I can be hearing that voice, but somebody else tells me I should go do something else, and I listen to them, and then I go, why didn't I listen to myself? And we're so conditioned to listen to other people, and they know what's right for us. And when we can really, really listen to our own voice of truth, then we're tapped into our own internal personal guidance system that we can rely on in any conflict that arises in our life. And the other thing that happens is when we listen to that voice of guidance, we create a new thought in our minds. A new thought, a new idea, a new possibility, a new concept that we never might have thought of before. And that new idea, that new possibility, that new thought, when we are able to go, oh, wait a minute, there's a new idea, there's a possibility for me, and say yes to it, be receptive and take it in, then, oh my God, we create a completely different experience in our lives. And I think that's what New Thought is all about. New thought by listening within. And the universe has to correspond to that new thought. Now, I make a living from people coming to me to for me to tell them what to do. Or they come to me for guidance. And I'm not saying people shouldn't come to other people for guidance. Please don't, because that is how I make my living. But what I do is I create an atmosphere of receptivity. That's the whole point, is to create that atmosphere of receptivity so people are ready and willing to hear their own inner voice of guidance. And I have this new client, and this person came to me, and there were a number of things going back and forth, and this person said to me, "This is great. You're really going to give me the answers I've been looking for." And I said, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "What? You're not going to give me the answers I'm looking for?" I said, "No, those answers, they're within." And it was sort of this moment of kind of stillness, and everything went quiet. And it was like, am I sitting in the right place here? I have the answers. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You do. We all do. And it's being able to receive that. And that's what we're going to work on. So, it's always about creating that atmosphere of receptivity that makes it safe for each of us to go in and listen. Thomas Troward said, "The importance of understanding and following the intuition cannot be exaggerated." Now, Thomas Troward is, of course, one of the major influences on Ernest Holmes, which is who we base our teachings on, the science of mind. And, he talks so much about deepening our connection to spirit, that there's only spirit happening. And we have a premise that we are spiritual beings. It's a principle that we base these teachings on, that we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe. Because if spirit is infinite, it can't be divided against itself. So it's not like, well, this is spiritual, but this is not in the universe. It's all spiritual, but it's governed by our own individual use of the law of cause and effect. Cause being, what are we so convicted in believing and placing our faith in? Are we placing our faith in fear and pain and angst and anger and suffering? Or are we placing our faith in, first of all, ourselves and our ability to stand in the truth of love heals? Love, that divine energy of love, heals. Now, I wasn't necessarily brought up in a household where there was a lot of spirituality or religion and a lot of, oh, yes, we're just all going to be nice and lovey-dovey. My parents were very, very much about be independent and think for yourselves and achieve. So that meant love to me. And therefore, I didn't really have much of a spiritual connection, and I really didn't have a whole lot of emotional intelligence. It was only after I began my spiritual journey in '92 that I started to understand that there was an aspect that permeated all of me that was not the conditioning and patterns that I was brought up in, and that I had the power to choose. Some of those conditionings and patterns were really good, and some of them weren't so helpful. And I could choose which ones I wanted to really hold on to, and that it was my choice, but I could choose from a place of knowing that I'm this infinite spiritual being that's perfect, whole, and complete, that I'm not damaged, I'm not broken, there's nothing wrong with me. And as a result of this, I learned to respond versus reacting to situations, because I was really good at reacting. I could fire off very quickly, but I learned to respond, which meant to take in and really ask, wow, is this loving, healthy, beneficial for me? And make a conscious choice in how I was going to respond versus reacting. Because respond means, the ability to respond means responsibility, and that I'm responsible for my life. And that when I have that ability to respond, then I can take full responsibility. I can really take ownership for what I'm putting out there in the world. And over time, I did a lot of work on emotional intelligence and really getting to know, whoa, what were those sparks of emotion that fired off all of my reactions, and what was I feeling underneath that, which was, a lot of fear and angst and pain and anger and self-righteousness and defensiveness and screw you, you're not going to tell me what to do kind of energy. And it was all to justify and protect myself. But what was I really justifying and protecting myself from? A story that I created in my mind about something or someone that I needed to protect myself. And when we can get back into, wait a minute, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to protect myself from, certainly not in this moment, in this room. But generally in life, except for when we have those things we need to deal with, we can actually learn that there's a healthy, constructive response to things, and we don't have to spend so much time and energy building up a story about ourselves or somebody else. And I used to spend a lot of time, having to defend myself because I thought, they're going to screw me. They're going to be out to get me. Until I learned people aren't against me. They're just for themselves. And I don't have to do all that reactive energy. And so, over the course of a number of years of really getting to know what was going on for me emotionally, as well as doing the spiritual work, it was like, I don't have to be so reactive out there. And later on, through a friend of mine, I took an EQ test. It measures your emotional quotient, your emotional intelligence. And it was through a colleague of mine who was working with leadership development. And it came back that I was actually highly emotionally intelligent, except for one area. And that was my impulse control. And my husband said, "You needed to take a test to know that one?" I don't know, I live with you. It's like, okay, honey. Yeah. But it's this evolving process that we go through, and the more that we can open ourselves up to the goodness and the divinity of all life and start to receive that, there's a very calming effect that happens in our system. And I'm doing my thesis for my ministerial class, and it's on how prayer changes the brain, and which is really, really interesting. And there's so much incredible research out there. And there's a professor, Andrew Newberg, who's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. And he asked the question, are we hardwired for God? And he has a new book coming out called How Enlightenment Changes the Brain. And what he says is the brain has two primary functions that can be considered from either a biological level or us as in an evolutionary perspective. And these two functions are self-maintenance. So self-maintenance is how are we taking care of ourselves through our spiritual practice and loving ourselves and surrounding ourselves with community and constantly loving ourselves. And the second aspect is self-transcendence. And that's a spiritual freedom that is attained when we can place our faith in the spiritual guidance that we are always receiving. Because we're always receiving it, whether we're aware of it or not. And so from the brain's perspective, spiritual practice is a really good thing to do because it helps the brain perform its primary functions. And so he says not only do prayer and spiritual practice reduce stress and anxiety, but 12 minutes of meditation per day may slow down the aging process. Woohoo, I like that. And contemplating a loving God rather than a punitive God reduces anxiety, depression, and stress, and increases feelings of security, compassion, and love. And then this I found really interesting. The anger and prejudice generated by extreme fundamental beliefs can permanently damage your brain. Yeah, and it's interesting. And that intense prayer and meditation permanently change numerous structures and function in the brain. So, you know, we're so blessed that we have so many spiritual practices to rely upon, whether it's, you know, coming to a Sunday celebration is a spiritual practice. Listening to the prayers and being receptive to taking in the words. The music is a spiritual practice. And of course, always treating our own minds, you know, throughout the day is a spiritual practice. Being really clear and conscious of our words that we speak is a spiritual practice. Am I speaking loving, kind, supportive words, or am I getting into, you know, my hissy fits, as I call them, and which, you know, really doesn't feel very good. You know, it's like, yeah, there's charged up energy, but it's very constrictive, as opposed to, okay, what do I need to do? Go in and listen. There's a really, really good example of how we're always given information. Always that intuitive knowing comes through. And it's in Malcolm Gladwell's book, Blink. And it's in the first chapter, and he talks about a museum curator in New York who goes to verify whether this statue is authentic or not. And he looked at it and he got this hit. It's like, something wrong. It's not. And he couldn't explain it. And everyone was saying, all the curators, it's authentic, this lines up, and this lines up, and this lines up, and this lines up. It's authentic. And so it was given the stamp of approval that it is an authentic piece of art. And then later on, they discovered it wasn't authentic. It was a copy. And this guy said, I knew it. Like, I could, it was like, even though everything in the relative was like, it's authentic, something in here was saying, no, it's not. And we get so caught up in what's out here. This must be real. This must be real. This must be real. Go back in. Listen within. Listen. And that hit is spirit speaking all the time. We just haven't learned to trust it. And so the more that we can be in that receptive place of prayer and meditation and spiritual practice and open ourselves up to being connected to that voice, we can take that out into the world and listen to it, even though there's all that chatter out there. And there's a lot of chatter out in the relative. So while we're responsible for listening to our own minds and listening to our spirit and demonstrating our good, let's also not forget that we don't need to do this alone. Our words have incredible power, and the way that we speak to one another, the way we interact with one another impacts us, whether we feel constricted or expansive, kind of like Jonathan talked about last week. And it's really imperative that we are creating this field of love and goodness, and that we're putting that out there individually, but also also collectively. Collectively. And so let's take time each day to, with our loved ones to support each other as a loving, divine, beautiful being. Each one of us have something that is so valuable to contribute. And sometimes it's the most innocent moments that create a field of receptivity. And I remember when my daughter it was a few months after she was born, and I was holding her and looking into her eyes. And for any of you that are a mom and you can relate to that experience of just holding your baby, and it's the most incredible feeling in the world. It's the most incredible experience of love. And I remember holding her and going, if I can feel this much love for her, my mother must have felt that much love for me. And her mother must have felt that much love for my mom. And it goes back generations and generations and generations. And sometimes we get so caught up in looking at the deficits of what we didn't have. And yeah, I could do a whole list of deficits of what I would have wanted in a mother, in a family. But that one moment changed my whole perception of my mom. Because while she might not have been touchy-feely, I'm much more of a touchy-feely person, which really drives my daughter crazy. There's so much that goes on down where spirit meets the bone that we don't know about. And so, I invite you to really think about just the love that you have received. And understand that it might not always be the way we want it from others in our past, in our present. But when we can be receptive, people give in the best way they know how. And it may not always meet our standards, but they do. Because really, aren't all of us propelled by love? I don't think there's anybody in the world that doesn't want to feel love, doesn't want to feel that nurturing connection, that doesn't want to know love. And now it's up to us. It's an inside job. It's up to us to receive it from ourselves, from the universe, from one another, and recognize that somewhere in our thread of history, there is that thread of love, or we would not have survived. It would have been impossible for us to survive. And so, that's how we get to create heaven on earth, is through love. And I want to leave you with this. Ernest Holmes said, the relative world, so that's this is relative, everything out there. The relative world exists as a factual reality. It is. It is not an illusion. The answer to life is not to develop a metaphysical system to explain why the universe is good, but to live here and now in the goodness of the universe. Live here and now in the goodness of the universe. And so I invite you to be receptive and take that in and know that all of you are the goodness of the universe. And I wish you many blessings. Namaste.
Thank you, Helen. Wow. I'm going to invite us all to take out whatever it is we're offering the center today in terms of our tithe, our investment, our financial contribution, our gift, however you choose to refer to it. One of the things I want to ask is, I ask myself every week, why do I give? Why do I give? Why do I support this center financially? And for me, it's because I know what this center does, and I have a little bit of an inside track on what this center does in the world, so that's helpful. But I give because I know that this center moves forth into blessing the entire world in its very own unique way. So that's why I support this center myself. It is a sacred practice, and I give from a place of love, not from a place of obligation. So I invite us all to take that into our hearts today as the baskets go around. We're going to sing I Am So Grateful, and I'm going to get the music stand because there are hand movements that I will do.
Jazz hands.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful, I'm so grateful. And so as the baskets make their way up here, I'm going to invite Judy to do a blessing over this offering today.
I am so grateful. We are so grateful for this beautiful, beautiful givingness, this love that is showered upon this beautiful sacred space that we call the Center for Spiritual Living that does, and through this center we do divine work, we do loving work, and these gifts, these blessings in these baskets allow us to do just that. So in gratitude, I release these words to the law, and together we say, and so it is.
I'm so grateful. 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 All right. I will invite you to draw your attention to the sheets within your handout today. A couple of things that we have going on. We have three sort of class things happening, and two of them are starting towards the end of June, but we're going ahead and starting signups now. The first one is the Foundations for Better Living, and that is a class that is the fundamentals of this philosophy, and it's a 10-week experience, and it's really what got me going to being this that I am today in this way, being a spiritual director, and I'm so grateful for what I learned in that foundational class. Now, here's what I am offering to this entire community, because I believe fully in the education and in classes. I'm inviting everyone to come and join this class free of charge. and we're not going to charge a tuition for this class. What I will say is that we're going to do a love offering in every class. So whatever you can offer when we do the class, we will be passing the basket during class. So that's how we're going to take care of that class. I'm really excited about that. So that starts at the end of June. Also starting towards the end of June, because it has been requested, is a class called Metaphor and Metaphysics in the Bible. And I'm really excited about that because I've never taught a Bible class, although I did study it when I was going through my training to become a minister. It's going to be a really interesting voyage through what the Bible means from a metaphysical and metaphorical standpoint, and that's also very exciting to me. Yoga continues on Saturday mornings and Wednesday evenings right here at the center for another 2 weeks. And we're going to put together another series that'll come up towards the end of June as well. I would like to invite up, where is she? There she is. I'm going to invite up Carmen Noseworthy to talk about what is happening. What is happening? What is happening on Saturday?
Well, because it feels like Christmas time to me, and I have the best gift ever for you on Saturday. I have Mattering to give you. I expected a little more enthusiasm than that. So, yes, so I just wanted to address that if you're sitting on the fence and your inner being is going, yes, I want to go, but your brain and your judgment committee is going, no, I can't go. I'm going to say that that's kind of a sign that maybe you should show up on Saturday. Yeah, and I promise it's a safe and fun, loving, generous, kind environment. And I got a couple of tools that are going to help us tune into that spirit to the bone, and we're just going to have some fun and some laughter, and it's going to be great. And if you have already signed up, who do you know that you might want to bring along with you? And if you already know you matter, that's great. Come and be a support and go deeper into it. And that's pretty much basically it. I do kind of need to know how many people are coming because I have materials and supplies to bring. So if you could let us know by Wednesday, that would be great. I think that's it. If you're sitting on the fence and you're still not sure, put your name on the maybe list out at the front, just so I have a good idea. I think that's it.
All right.
Did I say everything?
I don't know. You only know that.
Yeah, and if you're still not sure, come talk to me or Linda, and we'll help you out, figure out if it's right for you. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. We also have a guest musician who's going to be joining us next week, Heather Bambrick. Does anyone know who Heather Bambrick is? Yes. Heather Bambrick is going to be our guest in service next week, providing inspirational music for us, and I'm so excited about that. There's that. Also, next week, we launch our Spring Fling Silent Auction 2016. These are the items. This was in your handout. These are the items that are going to be available starting at 11 a.m. next Sunday. There are 2 ways to bid on these items. You can bid in service or during the Sunday. I'm going to invite Karen. Do you mind if I just point you out? Come stand up for just a moment. Karen will be helping assist take your bids next week and on the following Sunday. But here's what's going to happen. If you only bid on Sundays, you might lose out because you have to go online. It's an online auction. This is in support of the Center for Spiritual Living. And the web address is right there for you. Remember, it does not open until next week, the 15th at 11 a.m. So you can't go on there and start bidding now. As much.
You know how awesome you are, Center for Spiritual Living here in Toronto. This was the easiest thing to put together.
It was.
And the gifts are really amazing, and it's going to just give a level of exposure of the center, and it's going to benefit the whole city, I believe. So, all right, next week I'll be in the foyer to help people, on the 15th in the foyer for those that don't know how to go online and need some help. Okay? Okay, thank you.
It is really easy. I'll just say that. It is really easy. Go take a look. You can actually go onto the website this week and take a look at all the items that are there. So. We're going to do something today that we don't normally do. We're going to take a second offering, and here's what we are taking this offering for. We are taking a collection to help Fort McMurray. So we're going to send the baskets around again. As the baskets go around, 100% of whatever goes into the baskets will go to Fort McMurray. I will also invite you to go online. We have a link on our website so that you can donate directly to the center, and that money will go directly to Fort McMurray. All your donations are tax deductible, just as a reminder. And the great news is that the government is matching all the donations that are made. So this will go into that. It's what we can do as a community to help. Sorry, I'm getting really emotional around this. So as the baskets go around, we want to do a little reprise of this song?
We'll just
because it's a great song
Yes.
for this purpose.
Join together.
Join together.
And we'll just do it with love.
Yeah.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love.
All right. Thank you all for your support, and I know that this money goes to do great things and really support that community which has been so ravaged by these fires. So let's take a breath, allowing ourselves to go to that place of deep awareness, sitting in the understanding of love and support. We are the point at which Spirit is expressing. And for this, I am truly grateful. I relax into this understanding, and I allow myself to resonate with whatever it is I've heard here today, and I invite us all to do the same thing, to resonate with whatever it is we have heard here today that we can take with us into this world. And breathe into that. You are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, you are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are indeed held in the hands of grace. Right here and right now, I trust and know that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite, loving, creative resource, and I call it love. It is the very creative energy that has allowed this experience here to be exactly what it is, for we are each of us resonating energetically as this love, for that is who and what we are. The very core of our beingness is love. All that exists has come forth from this loving understanding, this loving space. This is the truth, and I allow myself to affirm this truth, relax into this truth, trusting and knowing that it is a choice to live in faith, love, peace, and joy. So I choose that. I choose goodness. And I choose to live in response to all that is around me, trusting and knowing that my responses are loving, compassionate, generous, kind, always, always grounded in love. And so I simply let this be the message today that I take with me, and I invite us all to do the same. I do so in deep gratitude for the goodness of life that we all share. And I'm grateful for everything that has conspired to make this experience here the experience that it is, an experience of love, an experience of good. I'm grateful for everyone who stepped up in service today, in sacred service. Our board members, Sonia and Linda. I'm grateful for our greeters today, Sonia and Susan. I'm grateful for Chris and Margaret Ann in the bookstore, Lori for setting up, Mira for cleaning up following service. I'm grateful for Lesia on sound. I am grateful for Jim and Rebecca on our webcast, Harold and Mahala with our youth today, our wonderful, wonderful youth. I am so grateful for Margaret Ann and her meditation today, and Judy and her brilliant insight and wisdom and inspiration. I am in deep gratitude. I'm grateful for this entire music team, for all they bring and the consistency that they bring their brilliance with every week. And I am indeed grateful to Helen Valleau for sharing her wisdom today so brilliantly, so lovingly. Thank you. So in gratitude, I simply relax, release, and allow as I set this word into motion by infusing it into the law. In the very speaking of it, I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. Thank you. Let's kick it out into the street with Love is in the Air. If you feel so moved, get up and dance. This is a good dance song.
Love is in the air.
Everywhere I look around, love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise. And it's something that I must believe in. And it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I know that I'm not just dreaming. I know that I'm feeling sane. And it's something that I must believe in, 'cause it's there when you call out my name. Here we go. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh,
to you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish, I know that I'm being wise, and it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air. 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 Love is in the air.